Welcome everyone, this is Gwydion with RPG Frequencies, and today I'm going to play Quest 2 of Solacia, the Wizard of Doom by Mike Lambo. I will drop a link in the top right here in the video to my playthrough of Quest 1. I was successful, which is why I'm moving on to Quest 2. So none of my players are injured. Let's quickly go to the adventure record sheet. So you can see you have a random chance to encounter quest 1A, 1B, or 1C. I selected 1C by rolling on a table, and I finished that quest. The warrior found a sword, thief found a hide action, and the mage found a spellbook, all out of a chest. So now I need to roll, and none of them got injured, which is great. So now I'm going to roll on the random quest 2 table and see which quest I get. 1, so that'll be quest 2A. So let's find quest 2A, and I'm going to pin the information or the kind of the overview, and then let's open the map. And it looks like I already started getting this set up previously, so that's great. That's fine. I've already got the turn tracker down here. Let's add the thief and the mage. It doesn't really matter what order on the map it is. And I'm going to need to add the tokens. In fact, I'm a little surprised it's not giving me both tokens. I wonder, well, for now, I'm not going to worry about it. Let's go back to Quest 2A. Nobody's injured, but if they do get injured, I'll see if I can figure that out. So I want to make it down here to the exit. So what's most important is that you make it to the exit, but you also want to make sure that you're getting rewards from your chest. And we'll go through that process as I get to it. So let's open the kind of the rules for this quest and see where we're at. So quest 2A, underground or overground. The heroes set out on the second day. They can choose to cross open fields or venture into dark dungeons. Place an orc archer on the A hex. So let's do that first. So place an orc archer on the A hex. Where is the A? There it is. So right up at the top. So let's find an orc archer and should be there. So place that here. I'm gonna make him a little bit larger. There we go. And then let's go back and see what's next. Then we're gonna roll a d6, place chests on the matching hexes. So I have a chest chart here. And I think, oh no, that's for rolling on the actual chest. So let's just roll a, is it rolling a d6? I thought I had, this is going to be, yeah, I think that's right. That might be for the contents, actually. Is that right? Yeah, so let's get rid of that. And let's look at that again. Yeah, so I can just roll a d6. So let's open the dice roller, and that's a d4. Here's my d6, and let's roll. So we're going to put chess on all 2. So anything that has a 2 on it. So let's pull up our tokens. Let's grab the chest. So let's find 2. So here's 1. Let's make that bigger so it's more obvious. And then we can duplicate this. There's chest 2. Make that a little bigger. Not too big because I want to remember that there's terrain there. And then there's 1 in the dungeon as well. So let's copy, put that in the dungeon as well. So I guess I could go overland, or I don't know, kind of thinking my path might be straight through the dungeon to avoid the orc archer with these walls. So we'll see. But this is our start. So let's go here. We don't have any freeze marker in the enemies. So even though we've got the orc archer there, we still have to roll 2d6 on the enemy chart and place the enemy on that hex or perform an event. So we are in, I don't know why it keeps doing that. That's all right. We are on 2A. So let's roll on the enemy chart of 2A. See what we get. I think I corrected all these because I had a little bit of an issue. Another orc archer. Shoot. Okay. So let's go down to our token, grab an orc archer, and actually we need to figure out where, right? I think we need to roll then I need to roll a d6. I rolled a d6 for the chess, but I need to roll a d6 to find the matching. Yeah, and then we need to place the. Every time I escape, it looks like it gets rid of my map here. So, all right. So now let's roll another d6 to figure out which he starts in, the York Archer. 2. So, and I think it's nearest the heroes, so I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I can move this. Can I move this to the back? I think there is a layer function in here, but what is that? Is that delete it? I'm not quite sure. Send it? Oh, that just opens it. All right, we'll just leave it there for now. Maybe we'll lock the chest so that that doesn't move, and then we can move him, and we're good. All right, so I think we'll be able to move now. What does the Orc Archer do? So he moves once he activates, which is after we go. He's going to move randomly and then attack the nearest hero, and his range is 1 to 2. He's going to attack the mage first, then the elf. So I might want to take that out, and I can move and then attack, and I cannot attack ranged. It's got to be in a straight line. So is there a point? So like I can move, or I can target that way. Like if I have range of 1 to 2, I can do that. Can rid of that, blur, eraser. Okay. So I can move, I can target straight ahead, although there's a wall there. So I'd have to look at the line of sight. But for now, yeah, let's get rid of that for now. I don't need that anymore. I don't want that. I don't know how to delete that. Oh, there we go. All right. So probably need to move and then attack. I guess I could move. It doesn't say these little partial squares. I'm assuming I can move there. But let's see if I can start by moving maybe my warrior into here and then attack into the square next to the Orc Archer. So let's open this. So he's got a bone sword. So he has his attack is -1, which means he only needs a 7 on 2d6 with the bone sword. So that's great. That makes it easier. So let's go ahead and open up the player roles. And I think I've already, actually, yeah, let's just roll. We'll roll his attack. And so I had an 11. That's great. So he hits. But then now the enemy gets a chance to defend. So let's open the Orc Archer. So he defends on a 6+. So he doesn't have, well, let's just go back and look. And this is where I tend to make mistakes. He's in an open terrain. I don't have any modifiers at this point, I don't think. So I think he just rolls a straight up D6. So I do have his defense here. I could just roll a regular die if I wanted. Ooh, that looked like it was almost a 6, but it wasn't. So he rolled a 2. He did not defend. So he is dead. So I can remove him. You don't get any experience or anything, but at least he's gone from that. So it'll make it easier for me to open that chest. So I'm wondering if you need to be tactical here. Like if I move here, yeah, but there's still a 5. They could spawn right here. So they could either spawn behind me, but they'll be on higher ground. I wonder if I want to take the higher. I think for now, I will move my mage here and be on higher ground so I can, well, you know what? I'll probably move the elf there. Let's move the elf there. Let's open the mage and think, here are all my castings. And I do have advantage on casting because I have my spell book. So this is the cost of what I guess it doesn't hurt. But it doesn't really matter, does it? Because I assume, like, if I did a bubble right now, heal, fireball, I guess I could do teleport, range 0. Let's go back, and before we do anything, Yeah, let's wait, and I'm gonna roll on the mage to see. Yeah, let's roll, and I think I already have. Maybe I don't have. Oh, here we go. The mage is down here, and I've got cast for the spell book. So roll 2d6, keep the highest one. 6. Awesome. So that should show up over here. I got a 6. Let's go back to the map. So now if I open the mage and look at my spells, if I need to read them, I can read them there. But I might teleport 1 to 2 hexes, range 0, no line of sight. So that's why I kind of pause. Like, I think what I'll do is as my elf hasn't found anything. So I think I'll have my elf teleported 1, 2 directly onto this square because he hasn't moved. So the elf now, teleport is not considered a move. So I think I'll be good to to open that chest. So let's finish the mage. The mage used his spell to teleport the elf. Then I think I'll move to high ground here for the mage. And then before we get to the thief, let's have the elf open the chest. So we'll have the elf open the chest. So let's go to my chest chart and roll. I don't know if that's good or bad, but he rolled a 1. So for the elf, that is tooth arrows. So let's go on to the elf. And let's see, how have I been doing that? Game notes, bone sword. So I'm going to say, let's just add this here. We're going to add tooth arrows. And I'm going to go ahead and put the image in because I think I have that. Let's see if I can find it easily. Tooth arrows. If I don't find it relatively quickly, then I will do this later. All right, there we go. Great. So, and I think if I move this, move it, I feel like I could. Let's try to move it over this way. There we go. That's fine. Yeah, there we go. I like it. So attack -1. So I think I might put that here and say 7+ with tooth arrows. So that's awesome. Everybody's found something, which is great because there's a chance that you open a chest, and if it's a duplicate item, you don't gain that advantage. So that's nice. All right, so the elf opened the chest. The elf can still move. I feel like I'm splitting the party quite a bit, but I might move the elf into the dungeon here. And I'm going to move him there on the 4. And then the thief can move. So I'm going to move the thief up with the warrior. And then that's going to end my turn. So the orc archer, I know it said, I think move randomly, but let's just open the orc archer. I can click up 2. Move randomly, attack nearest hero 1 to 2. Mage, elf, thief, then wizard. If they're like in the same distance. So, okay, so move randomly. If you look up here, there's a random generator for what direction. So let's roll our d6 for the orc. And he rolls a 4. So he'd go straight down. There's a dungeon wall there, so he will not move. He has no one in line of sight to attack. So that is going to be it. So we've done this. We've done this. So we're pretty well. Yeah, we're pretty well done. Now we'll start a new round. And we're going to have to roll a d6 to see where the enemies spawn. So let's roll that d6 to see where the enemies spawn. 1. So it looks like it's going to be right next to my elf. And let's roll our enemy chart for 2. I think we're in quest 2A. Is that right? Yep, 2A. And I always have to remember these little fire, like yellow fire-ish kind of squares. They are shrines, but it's mainly for healing, or you could teleport between shrines sometimes, or you can resurrect. And right now, knock on wood, I have no injuries and I don't need to resurrect anyone. So let's go ahead and roll on the random enemy table, 2A. See who I get. 7. I don't know. Is that another orc archer? Orc warrior. this map is full of orcs. So orc warrior, and that orc warrior is going to pop in right here. Let's make him a little smaller, and maybe my elf a little bit bigger. There we go. All right. So they're both spawned, but we get to act first. So I want to act probably with my elf to take out that warrior. So let's open this again. And I didn't put it in here, but the elf gets an 7+ with his tooth arrows. If he moves first, I know that costs him. I want to open that for a second. If she attacks after moving a 9+. So that's interesting. Like with the tooth arrows, I'm assuming since it's normally 8+, it'd be 7+ with a tooth arrow and 8+ if she moves. So I'm just going to run with that for now. So we'll say she doesn't move and she has a 7+. So let's go to our rolls. She's going to do her normal attack on 7. 5. Shoot. All right. So she misses. She gets a little nervous. That thing spawned right in front of her. And she could move. Does she want to move up? I don't think there's any opportunity attack. What is that terrain? Let me look at that terrain because it might be beneficial. Let's look at the terrain here. Target in trees, fence, bubble, flying. Huh. Can't tell if that looks like trees, doesn't it? Just looks like different trees. So target is in trees. It's +1. It's going to make her a little harder to hit. I believe those are trees. Even in a dungeon, it looks like there's a little terrain there. You know what? I can also look in the compendium just to make sure I'm not cheating here. So let's see if I can find that here. Where is the terrain? I feel like there's terrain in here. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, trees inside, outside the dungeon. They don't block line of sight, but it does add +1 to hit. So that's nice. Let's go back here. The elf will move in here and be a little obscured. And all right, now, I should have gotten rid of this chest because the elf opened it. And once you open it, it disappears, unfortunately. All right, so what's the mage going to do? I feel like the mage should always go first and decide what they want to do for, in terms of spells. So let's go to my player roles. Let's do the cast. Ooh, that was almost bad. So fortunately, it's a 5. And let's go back to the mage again and look at, so she can use any combination. So she could do like a force and a zap. She could do a teleport, a freeze, a bubble, nimble, or blast, or a fireball. She hasn't found blast, so she has to find that in a chest. Maybe teleport 1 to 2 hexes, and then she'd still have her move. So let's go back to the map. And yeah, maybe she teleports here. 1, 2. I don't think I really want to be. What does the orc warrior attack first? So mage, elf, thief, wizard. So I don't really want to. I'd rather attack the elf, I think, even though it'd be bad to both of them if they got injured. And the elf is already in a good spot, so I don't want to move the mage in there. So I think I'm just going to end the mage's turn, and I think these block line of sight, so I don't think we could attack there. All right, so the warrior and the thief. Unfortunately, all they can do is move, right? So I'm going to move here. I'm going to move here. I guess I could have had the mage. Let me think about that. Sorry, I'm still learning how best to play this. So the mage was here. So why wouldn't I, if these guys were here, would I want to teleport one of them to where they could take a shot? Probably the thief has sneak attack. So let me look at teleport again. I'm still trying to learn the best here. So teleport 1 to 2 hexes. Range 0, though. No line of sight. Okay, that's okay. So I'm going to go back. So the mage is going to move here. So the range is 0. So he can move. He can do 2 squares. He couldn't just do there, I don't think. But he could go 1, 2. And the warrior would be there. The mage can't move anymore. But do I want to do it the warrior or the thief? Let's do the warrior because it's probably he's got a better chance to hit, I think. So now the warrior hasn't moved. The warrior has only see. Yeah, the thief's attack is harder. But the thief has a special. Why isn't it in there? I thought it was. I'm gonna go back one more time. See this up here. So the thief, if it uses 2 actions, sneak attack 7+, and that ignores fences, trees, and buildings. Okay, that's nice. Fences, buildings, and trees. But I think it's fine to do the warrior. So the warrior is going to attack. The thief has not moved yet. So the warrior is going to attack. I think it needs a 7+, right? Ah, no dice. All right. So the warriors and the warrior. Oh, wait, what did it roll? A 3. I always forget. The elf would give him, it's kind of like a flanking bonus. He would get a -1. So the 7 becomes a 6, but he still only rolled a 3, unfortunately. The mage used her turn to move, she teleported. The thief is going to move here. And unfortunately, the thief's not in a position to do anything. So now I think we do it in the order on the sheet, if I remember right. So I think this is the activating order below. Nearest. I don't think it's nearest the enemy. I think they activate this way. So the orc warrior goes first. So if not adjacent to a hero with line of sight, you move, but it is. So it's going to attack one hero. So it has the elf and the warrior to attack. So it's going to attack the elf. At least I think let's just keep this moving. I think that's right. So we will open this. So it needs a 7+. So it's going to roll its attack. Of course it hits. Well, it hits, or at least it seems to hit, but now the elf has an ability to defend. So let's go back to my player roll. And what does the elf defend on? Oh, 6. Is there any other? Oh, wait. So 10 becomes a 9 for the oak warrior because of the trees, but still. So I think the elf needs a 6, I believe. So let's roll for the elf. Defend. Oh, yes. Oh, that was lucky. The elf defends. So the elf just kind of dodges out of the way. It's in the trees. The warrior orc swings and catches on a branch and fortunately does not hit him or her. So, okay. So now the orc archer, we know it's a random move first. So let's roll a d6. See which way it moves, if at all. 6 will be up to the right. Oh, that's ironic. So up there, and then the only thing, I think the orc archer has a range of 2. So it's going to, yep. So it goes mage, then elf. So the elf is in its line of sight. So the orc archer will attack. And let's see if there's any minuses. So it starts with a 7. So let's see. It starts with a 7. It needs an 8+. It shouldn't have any benefits. So it needs an 8 or more. And the elf is intrigued. So it actually needs a 9 or more. It got a 7. So we're good. And that's that. So we're going to go to the top of the round again. And fortunately, we're going to need to roll for another random enemy. And we are on 2A. Oh, I should have wrote location, but we'll do that first. So is that, it's a wizard. So where does the wizard spawn? The wizard spawns at a 3. So there's no real 3s. There's a 3 up there, a 3 there. And it can't spawn on a where you are. So I think the closest, and I don't think it spawns on, I mean, it can spawn here. Maybe it does spawn there. Let me look at the rules again. So let's look at overview. Look here. Quest maps, turn tracker. Okay. You're only in the hexes that do not have a hero. It doesn't matter what else is on the hex, but it must be a hex that has no hero on it. Simply do not place or perform anything this turn. If there is more than one such hex, find the one that is nearest to any hero as the crow flies, including any of the block line of sight. Final tiebreaker furthest up on the quest map. So here would be 1, 2 as the crow flies, but this would also be, and I think this would be closest for sure. So let's, or sorry, this is highest up. So let's do that. Token, we're going to find the wizard there, and we're going to put the wizard here. That's not good because unless I want to sneak out the side here, maybe I need to pivot. So, all right, so let's think about this for the moment. I'm going to leave those guys alone. And we want to get this. Ideally, maybe my elf gets the chest. So maybe we have the warrior try to take out. I always feel like the mage should go first. And what does the bubble do for the mage? All on hex, range 0. Okay. Maybe it doesn't go first. Maybe I'll wait. Let's see if the warrior can take out the orc warrior. So he will attack first. He'll get a +1. God, there's more strategy than you think, because I think you get a +1 for everyone that's in a square that's not in your square, but is adjacent, as long as they're not, I think, unconscious or out of commission or something. So if I attack from here, I'll at least get the +1 for the elf. So, you know, we'll just do that. So we'll go to player roles, and we're just going to attack with the warrior, but then we'll see what he rolls. 6. I think that does it. At least it hits. Let's go back to the warrior. So it's normally a 7 with the bone sword, but again, because the elf is in position to assist, it becomes a 6. So a 6 is a hit. So now we need to go to the orc warrior. He needs a 5+. So let's roll to defend. 3, hopefully. Yes, 3. So he does not defend. So the warrior finds his mark. Oh, actually, I guess I could found the tooth arrows here. So let's add that before I forget. We'll add, where did that go? Go. So we found them here. So we'll just put the tooth arrows right there. Let's go back. I do have a token. Maybe I'll do this for now. I don't know. I should probably just leave it, but I'm going to find, I think I have a death token. It'd be kind of fun to use. So I'll just do this. And it's a little graveyard to show that he's dead. I could certainly take him off the map, but for now I'm going to do that. So the warrior hit him, and I think the warrior is going to go ahead and move into this hex, so that I don't want anybody spawning there for sure. And then I think the elf, I'm gonna do my mage next, because I have an idea here. So let's do the mage. Sorry, player roles for the mage. Let's do the casting with the spell book. Ah, dude, that's no bueno at all. because a 2 means I can only do a zap. It's a range of 1 to 2. So I'd have to be, oh, sorry. I'm just going to lock these so I can't move them. So I'd have to be in this square or hex to do anything to these two. So the mage did that, and then I'm just going to have the mage move, so I know that turns over. The thief is going to move there, and the elf is going to move onto the chest and open the chest, interact with the chest, I think. So let us do the chest chart. Come on, 5. Okay, that should be something different. So light armor. Oh, that's a good pull because he's going to be in line of sight. Let's get rid of the chest. Let's move her there. And let's go to her character sheet. And we're going to say, so we got the tooth arrows. And we're going to say now she's got light armor. I guess I could go up here if I really wanted to. Could I edit? Maybe not. Or I could describe, I guess, and say elf finds light armor. See what that does. Okay, yeah, that works. I like it. All right, so now let's find the image. And I think I have the image on my hard drive again, so let's find it. I'm going to say armor about light. Maybe I don't. I have light armor, so let's just look at my. Try this again. Image projects. Could have sworn I had my armor here somewhere. Maybe I don't have that token. I think it's this. I think I just, yeah, there we go. All right. I just spelled it wrong, so I wasn't seeing it. All right. The defense 5+. So let's go up here and we'll say 5+ with armor. That's great. It gives the elf a little better chance to defend. So the elf is done. The thief is moved. Mage, unfortunately, is moved. I think everyone's moved. Now we're going to activate the orc, archer, and wizard in order. So let's go back up here. You know what I'm going to do just to make this a little bit easier is I think I can pop this out and pin it. Let's pin that over here. So that way I don't have to keep scanning back up. So let's look. So we've got the orc, archer, and wizard. So the archer is going to attack first. So the archer we know is going to, I think, move first. The orc archer move randomly and then attack hero nearest range 1 or 2. If okay, so it does say move randomly to start. So let's do that. So we will roll our d6. 5 is, oh my gosh, really? It seems odd, like I shouldn't do that because it's, but I don't think there's anything in the rules that say that just because it puts them at a disadvantage that you don't do it. I guess what I would say is maybe because the elf was in the trees, it didn't really see the elf, and the thief can't really see the thief there. So maybe it just, because of the dungeon walls, it's either trying to flank my guys or, it doesn't see him. So fortunately, it's out of range. You can't see anything, and we're good. So now let's do the wizard. Conjure. Place an orc warrior on X hex if there are fewer than 2 on the map. There are fewer than 2 on the map. So we're going to put an orc warrior on its hex. So let's move the wizard there. Let's make this a little bit bigger. There we go. So, okay. So again, now it's my turn. I've got 2. I think now we just want to bolt. We've opened 2 of the chests. We got lucky and found things. I think we want to now bolt We could go to the shrine, but nobody's hurt right now. So I think we're going to do our best to move towards the exit. So let's see. The mage, I think everyone, oh no, that was the end of their turn. They've done their move and all that. So now we're at the top of a turn again. And what we're going to do is roll a d6 to see where another monster spawns. This does get a little hairy, doesn't it? Oh, 2. Thankfully, it can't do there, can't do there. It's on the chest. So let's roll an enemy chart for 2A. And it's going to spawn on the chest, whatever spawns. Or it could be an event. Hopefully not. Probably rather have an enemy over there. Orc archer. Jeez, man. This is an orc heavy map. So it's going to be over here. Make it a little bigger. But that orc warrior is dead. So, all right. Okay. I paused for just a second. So I will do my turn now that I spawned those things. I think that's right. Yep. So let's. I don't know. I think you have to finish a turn, even though I think you can do your turn in whatever order. But I don't think I can just like figure out what my mage's spell casting is and then have her not do anything. So I think what I'll do. Yeah, I think I want to move to the right here. So I'm going to move my warrior here. I'm going to move my elf down here because I'm trying to, get to that exit. Oh, shoot. Oh, my gosh. I've been forgetting the turn. All right, let me finish this turn and I'll recount all that. So thief is going to move. I think the thief will move with the elf. And then my mage is going to roll. So let's see what the cast and 12 or 6, 12, 6. So the mage maybe teleport. I don't either teleport in the trees or to the shrine. You know what? I'm gonna go here and then let's roll on the shrine. I'm gonna use my teleport. Let's roll on the shrine, which is 2A through C, because it might not do anything for me, but if I could teleport, I might want to do that resurrect. Wish you could save those. All right, so that turns over. So let me go back up to the top because the turn is really important. So this is, I found quest 2A. I rolled for the archer. I rolled, I think, to know where the archer is. I attacked. Yep, I attacked, and the archer defended. Player rolls, chest, dice roll. So I think that was all turn 1. So that would mean move to 2 here. Rolled on the enemy chart, I think. Yeah, rolled on the enemy chart. Got an orc warrior. Went through all my attacks. Player attacks, orc warrior attack, rolled. Orc archer attack. Okay, this is another turn. Table rolled a wizard, so that would be 3. All right, went through all that. Orc warrior, player rolls, table chart, chest. And then we got another orc archer. That would be 4. Okay, I think I'm good. But now I'm moving to the next. Now I'm going to be rolling on to figure out my next turn. So I'm going to pause 1 second. All right. So we're going to say we're at the top of a turn here, right? So we're going to roll there. But before I do that, so I don't forget, I'm going to move this over to 5. I think I've got that all right. I hope I didn't miss anything. So we're going to move it to 5. We're going to roll a d6 to see where the enemy spawns, which is a 3. So is this a 3? No. So 3, I think, is going to be here, is going to be the best. Yeah, I think the enemy is going to spawn there. So let's roll 2A. So I think it's another orc warrior. Yep. So let's find our orc warrior. Orc warrior. And that's at a 3. So, of course, blocking the exit. It's kind of cool, though. Yeah, it's blocking the exit. So now I get to go. Oh, no. Yeah. It spawns. It spawns, and then the heroes can perform 2 actions. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look up to see if I'm penalizing myself too much by. I mean, ideally, I'd roll cast with the mage. I'd figure out the other party's actions. I don't know. Maybe you can do that, but I'm not going to play it that way yet. So I'll look at it after. So, all right. So in this case, I wonder. Bubble is on the same hex, isn't it? I think I figured that out. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Um, why is it doing? Okay, good. Let's think about this. Bubble. I have to look at mage spells. Find bubble. To create or reposition a bubble shield on or to her current hex. Once created, it remains on the hex until the mage performs a spell again. The enemies can use it. Okay, that's good to know. So maybe I want to get a little benefit, but that orc warrior could start moving my way. I think I'm going to move the mage up here so that when the warrior attacks, it's going to get the benefit from the mage. But the mage is going to go ahead and let's see what it can roll on its spell book, and maybe it can take out that thing. Actually, I think it'll get a benefit too. So, a 6. That's right. Awesome. So let's go back to the mage and look at the spells. So it can do a fireball, lightning, all 8+, no line of sight, no mods. So it's like it's huge, but you need an 8+ on a 12. I mean, I've got enough here, or do I just do a fireball, range 1 to 2 with a 6+? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these things. Is that right? Maybe that's right. So it spawned one of these. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I guess that's right. That would be 5 turns, right? Or no, I feel like I might be short a turn. I don't know. I hope I did all right. All right. So I might do a high risk, high reward because there's so many on here. If I can do lightning, again, it's an 8+. Let me read that again, what it shows. Lightning. All attacks, all enemies on the map, regardless of line of sight, no modifiers. 8+ is always required for each attack. Rolls separately. Enemies can use their defensive roll. Oh, wow. Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. And let's go to the map. And we are going to start with the one in front of it, but there's no modifiers. So this first orc warrior, so the wizard will attack the first orc warrior. And guess it's just, no, I don't want to do that. Actually, I want to do a 2d6, right? So let's just do a 2d6 and we'll go back to the map. So it's first attack on the orc. So let's roll. First orc warrior. All right. We're going to just go, I guess, counterclockwise. So we're going to go to the next orc warrior. Six again. God dang it. All right. And now we're going to go to the wizard. Sorry. I'm going to go to the wizard. Hoping I get some good rolls here. Nope. Is this really that beneficial? I mean, to get an 8 out of 12. I don't know. So far, it's not been a good use of the spell. We'll go to the Orc Archer over here. I'm not going to hit anybody. That's really disappointing. And then Orc Archer, finally, the last Orc Archer. Hit one, but now he gets to defend, right? I mean, still gets to defend. So it's a 6 that he has to defend on. So let's do his defense. And he defended. So what a waste of a spell. That's really disappointing. All right, it happens. You get bad rolls. So so that's the mage. So nothing really happened as much as that was an exciting turn. So the warrior is going to attack. It's going to get the benefit of the mage. So the warrior will do its attack. So let's attack. 9. All right. So oh geez, it's still rolling. 8. Okay, it's still a hit. We know it's a hit. So the orc warrior, I think, has a little better opportunity. So it's a 5. So let's roll for his defense. Actually, let's clear that. I kind of want to show it in chat. Oh, I thought that was a 6. I was like, come on, man. All right. So it did not defend. So it's dead. So we're going to go ahead for now and put dead token on it. Put a little in there. We're going to lock it. Going to lock that. So that's dead. So that was the warrior's turn. All right, so now the elf and the thief still get to go. They're going to move. The elf is going to move here. The thief is going to move here. And I think that's all they can do. So now everyone's going to activate. So I've got orc warrior, 2 archers, and a wizard. So let's go back and look at this. So the orc warriors first, if not adjacent to your hero with line of sight, move towards the hero along an accessible path. So mage, elf, thief, wizard is what it's going to go towards. Mage, elf, thief, wizard. So it's going to move here. It's not close enough, so it's done. So then I think next is the archer. So we will start with this archer. It's going to move randomly. So a 1. So I guess, I don't know if this is a square up here. It looks like it's off the map. So I'm going to say it's not going to move, and it has nowhere to attack. So now the other orc archer rolls a 6. It can't move. It's got nothing to attack with line of sight. So now the wizard will go, and the wizard conjure an orc warrior if there are fewer than 2. It doesn't say 2 or fewer. So basically, there's 1 orc. If there are fewer than 2 on the map. Well, there are. There's only 1 on the map, so it's going to conjure an orc warrior. Jeez, man. At least it's a warrior that has to be like close to do damage. All right. So that's that. And they've all moved. They've all done their turns. We're at the start of the round, so I'm moving to a 6. I hope I'm doing that right. All right. I had to pause again. I keep getting some texts from my daughter, so I need to make sure she's okay. And now I don't remember if I moved the turn tracker, and I don't want to pause the video and all that. So I'm wondering if I was 1 turn behind, so I'm going to move it now. Yeah, hopefully I'm right. So then we will roll to see what X the new monster comes in at. 5. And again, it's if it's a monster. Let's see if it's a monster. 2A. Ooh. Ooh. What is that? A ghost. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. I feel like ghosts are no bueno. I'm gonna go. I still don't think it activates right away. And what did I roll? A 5? So it's going to be probably right behind it. I don't think it activates immediately. Let's go here. Here. Okay, yeah, so it doesn't at the moment. Oh. So wait, I want to see because I want to see if I should try to defend against it. No mods. So I guess that means like you don't get protection. You don't. I think you still can defend, right? 'Cause- so it doesn't get mods to attack. I want to go back to Ghost because I want to really understand that before I see if I can find Ghost. I think there's like spells, enemy activation. I just want to read about here is a Ghost. When Ghost activates, so not right away, but when they activate, roll a d6, find the matching numbered hexes. If there are any heroes on any of those hexes, then the Ghost will attack every one on a hex at 6+. No modifiers applies, but the heroes can use any defense they have. I guess there's no, like, you can't use bubble or any of that. Okay. The Ghost attacks any heroes in this way, if it does. Whether it hits or not, it's removed. Okay. Oh, so like I can make it like to where they attack all of them. Oh boy. I just think we need to GTFO and try to so we've got the Ghost on it. I'm gonna move. So I think the bubble. I mean the bubble. So it's no modifiers, right? So I guess you just roll your defense. I'm a little unclear there, but that's what I'll play it. So all right. So I am going to. What am I gonna do? I don't know. Does a bubble give you that modifier? Now I'm keep second guessing myself. No modifiers applies, but they can use any defense they have. But is a bubble a defense? Bubble's a spell. Is a bubble a defense? I mean, it's a haunting, so I don't know. Yeah, because that would be it's a modifier to its attack. I think the answer is no. Like, all right, back to regularly scheduled programming. So I think I'll see if I can GTFO the mage because I just do not want the mage to get hurt. It's still going to take 1, 2, 3 turns. I feel like I did too much. So I'm going to have the warrior go. The warrior's going to move. The thief is going to move. And then the elf. Man, this is going to be dicey, but I do want to keep moving in the right direction. So can the elf attack a ghost? I think it can. Oh, it can only be killed by magic attacks. Of course. Yeah, I just man, I'm gonna move the elf there, so they're all on 6. And then the mage is going to let's roll definitely for the mage. See what it can do. So it's got a 6. So should I try the lightning again? It's a 6. And that is a magic attack. It might be worth trying to get that ghost off the map. He could teleport and he could be done. He could yeah, he could teleport and be off the map, 1 to 2 hexes, no line of sight. But man, with all of these monsters on here, I feel like maybe doing the lightning, and he could still move and be in the trees. We're going to do that. So he's going to cast lightning. He is going to start with a ghost. Come on, man, do better than you did last time, buddy. So, oh, sorry, let me go back here. So he's going to roll 2d6. He needs an 8+. Come on, ghost. Ah, dang it. So frustrating. All right. So we're going to go just up and back. We're going to go to the Orc Warrior next. Come on, man. Just no joy. 7. That spell stinks so far. We can go to the next Orc Warrior. Oh. We'll go to the Wizard. Man, I just don't think I'm going to use Lightning much more. Yeah, it really sucks. Orc Archer. I mean, it looks really powerful, but it's just too high. All right, so this Orc Archer, but he still gets a chance to defend. That's what's frustrating. It's like, man, so let's roll the defense. Yeah. All right. Oh boy, that was a 4. I thought it was a 1. So that Orc Archer is dead. So let's put a little tombstone on him or her. So that Orc Archer is dead. So we're going to lock these. And then we'll roll for one more. See if you can take that last Orc Archer out. Not that it matters a ton. An 8. Okay. But he still gets a chance to defend. So let's defend. Of course. But does he need a 6? I think he did. All right, good. So he's dead. So we'll do another token here. And put it on here. And we'll lock. Oh, didn't need to do that. We'll lock and lock. And the mage is going to move. And it's going to move into the trees. We'll put it up there to signify it's in the trees. All right. So now we're going to the top. Oh, no, not the top of the round because everyone has to activate. So I know the ghost activates first. So the ghost is going to roll a d6. 1. No one. Oh. So it doesn't. If not, fly to the numbered hex furthest up the map. Fly to the numbered hex. So 1 furthest up the map. So I think up here. I think it's up there. So that's the ghost has done. So now Orc Warrior next. So we'll just go to this Orc Warrior first. And I think it's going to move. Is it random or is it move toward? I think it moves toward. Move toward, and it goes Mage, Elf, Thief, Wizard. Or Mage, Elf, Thief, Warrior. Well, then I think it's going to go. It can go on the exit, right? Well, can it? I'm going to move here towards everyone. You know what? I'm going to take these off. It was cute, but it's a little confusing. But then he's going to go mage first. So let him do his attack. Of course, he rules. Ah. So now the mage needs to defend. Oh, it doesn't have any defense. Can it really roll no defense? Mage doesn't have anything to defend? Oh my god. Alrighty then. So the mage is injured. So let us. Why don't I have the injured token? I'm trying to figure out. I know it's injured, but it's not showing. Do I need to upload an injured? See if I can find it. Mage injured. Did it do it? Oh yeah, it did. Okay. I'm going to move this here. I'm going to delete that mage. So designate that the mage is injured. And yeah. So that Orc Warrior went. So this one Orc will go here, but it can't move. Or it can't attack anything. So then we will go the Orc Archer. Archer up here. So I think it's going to do a random. Oh no. I think I will get rid of these. It was an interesting idea, but I think just taking them off the map is better. So this orc archer is going to roll a d6, see which direction it goes in. 6, so it's nowhere to go and it's nowhere to attack. So then we're doing the wizard, who if it's less than 2 orc warriors on the map, it's going to conjure. It's not going to conjure. I don't think it moves. Wizard, yeah, so it does nothing. So all right, moving along. We're moving to round 8, and the mage, I guess it could do a spell and then GTFO. As soon as it hits the exit, it's gone. So I want these. I want the thief to move up because I just want the thief to move and get out. Oh, would it have hit? Yeah, it would have hit with a 12, even though I was in the bushes. So the thief moved. So the warrior, let's see. I'm going to have the warrior attack the orc warrior. So warrior is going to attack. And that's a 5, but think about this. So it's a 5 and it needs a 7 with the bone sword. But it gets the benefit of these 2 folks. I think, let's see, as long as it's not frozen, right? For each non-frozen hero with line of sight and not in the attacker's hex. So a 5 does hit, but the orc warrior defends on a 5 or a 6. So let's roll. Whew. I feel like my rolls haven't been great, but they haven't been bad. So he's dead. So we'll move him from the map. So that was my warrior's attack. Now the warrior is going to move. The mage hasn't done a spell, right? Yeah, and it hasn't moved. Okay, so the elf has a range of 2, so I'm going to go ahead and attack the orc warrior because I do have that line. So let's go ahead and attack with the elf. Roll the 2d6. Oh, that's not great. The reason I did it this way, and I did code it to where I can see it over here, and I have it says player roles because that's the tab I'm on, but then it has elf attack and then it has the rolls. So I kind of like that. All right, so I had her attack first, but then she's going to move up here. Now the mage is going to go ahead and roll again. Mage is going to do her cast. 6. So I could get 2 of them off the map if I wanted. Let's think about this. So a 6. So it could do a zap and like a teleport. Or it could do again. It could try to do a lightning again, or it could do a fireball. I really don't want that ghost to come alive. Should I do a fireball at the ghost? It's on higher terrain, but that only helps for attacking on higher ground. Okay. I think I want to take out, because this, but it will activate. I'm going to have it. I don't know if it'll activate on an exit. If I had to kill it to get on an exit, but I would just move it down here, I think. Do I want to do a lightning? All this is going to do is conjure another warrior. It's not going to hurt me because I can move on the next. I just need to get through this round. So either I do a lightning and try to take these 2 out, or do a fireball. But this thing is going to attack the mage again because, oh no, the mage is going to be gone. So it'll attack the elf next. Yeah, that 8+ is just tough. Fireball is 5+, right? Fireball range 1 to 2 to 6+. Oof. So I could do the ghost. I couldn't attack the warrior before I moved, but I could do the ghost. I think I'm going to do the ghost with a 5. So it's going to roll a 2d6 and it needs an 8, right? No, God, I keep saying that. It's a fireball is a 6+. Yeah, I'm going to roll a 2d6. It's going to do a fireball at the ghost. Fine. Just can't roll, man. Cannot roll worth crap. So mage will move, and I'm going to denote it's injured before I forget. So right now, I'm going to do a little text box here and say I for injured. And maybe I'll even color that red. Red. Can I do the font different? Font style. Yeah, I like that. I for injured for the mage. Um, get a little smaller so it doesn't. Yeah, I like it. All right. So it's at least off the map, and everyone else has moved. So unfortunately, these things get to activate. The ghost goes first, so anything but a 6, please. Please, anything but a 6. I think I can just go straight to the ghost. I didn't think about that. So it's a 1. So it's a 1, which is where it is, so it's not going to move. Thank God. So then the orc warrior will go next. And like I said, I don't know if it should go on that hex, but I'm going to go here, and then it's going to attack the elf next. So let's have it attack the elf. 8, jeez. So let's try this or look again. So it's supposed to do it on a 7 plus. It got an 8, but let's see what modifier. So it needs an 8 because of the trees, and then the elf I think has something. Oh shoot, that no, I don't. I think it still hits. God, is that right? It's got tooth arrows, but I've been doing that, I think. So it needs a 5 or 6 to hopefully defend. It really needs to defend. She does. Come on. Oh, thank God. Thank God. All right. So she defends. Oh, I forgot about a healing for the wizard or mage. Maybe I should have done that. I didn't think about that. All right. So she defends. Thanks God. And then the only other thing on the map is the wizard. She will conjure another warrior. Shouldn't matter, but we'll put it on the map because it won't activate right away. All right. Now, at this point, I think they'll just all move off the map. Can't think of anything else that they should do. So it would move to 9, I think, but they can all move off the map and we can finish the adventure. Ooh, that was tough. I think I did that right. That was fun. Let me clean this all up. So we completed quest 2. We got 2 out of 3 chests. That wasn't bad. And we're going to go to the adventure record. And I'm going to see if I can copy this and then just, oh, it didn't do the same size. Let's make it a little bigger. So I'm going to show, we did 2A, I think. I think that's right. 2A, I made it a little bigger, probably. There we go. All right. And I think I've got all of these. Let's see, the elf got its the elf got its longbow. And the thief hasn't been getting attacked, so that's good. So I'm going to also move it. And it got its armor, right? So I can move that a little bit. All right, so I guess I can move it down here. And for now, I guess I'll do the status at the end of the adventure or the quest. So I'm going to leave the eye there on the mage. And I don't think you can try to heal yourself in between adventures that I know of. So, but I will copy all of these. And for now, just so I don't forget, put them in here. All right, so let's lock that. Copy that. And longbow. And let's just copy that. And hide. I don't think I really need to lock it. And then I'll copy that, which is armor. Oh, and I've got longbow. I've got, oh, that gives me a longer range, I think. So I've done pretty well with items. And I guess having only the, I mean, the wizard, I think, is one that you really don't want to lose. But um, yeah, I think that's quest two. So I had a blast. They're taking just about an hour, so I kind of like that. So like, subscribe if you enjoy this content. PUM Companion, check that out, Jensen Bars. And I hope to play another quest, maybe quest three, very soon. Until next time, everyone. Thanks for watching.